for us to learn that way. Yeah, Ada?
Where is the brain? Do we have
Ooh,
feelings in our brain?
oh, those are both wonderful questions, Ada. So you asked me earlier about the nervous system, and I was telling you that the nervous system is all of the cells that help us do what we do. It helps us think, feel, all of that. The brain is a part of the nervous system, and in humans and most other animals, it sits in our head. But some animals have a very different kind of brain. For example, octopuses and squids, they have lots of little brains, and they have some brains in their arms, some brains in their stomach, and some brains in their head. And so they don't have one single brain, they have little brains. A lot of insects are the same. They don't have one brain, but they have a lot of little brains that are all along their bodies. But then
So
in humans,
does Karen have feelings in her heart?
absolutely. Yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, feelings are very complex and they can happen in many parts of our body. Earlier, you were telling me about feeling anxious and feeling nervous, right? And so those feelings, sometimes we feel them in our gut, in our stomach, and then we feel some emotions in our heart. Our brains in humans, they process all of this information, and they also process emotions like fear, like when you see a spider or when you see a snake, you might feel scared. So
Oh,
those,
oh. I have a
yeah,
question. Okay.
yeah,
Um, I see that you showed snakes and spiders in your book, and I feel when I see a spider, I feel afraid. I don't like that. But why would you have research on this? Does it help anybody?
yeah. I mean, it helps a lot of people in many ways. And let me tell you why it's so cool to study animals that scare us and animals that befuddle us, animals that confuse us. But here's the thing, right? There's two kinds of fears. Sometimes we're born with the fear of something. So scientists did this experiment with newly hatched bird chicks. And these bird chicks, they were like a few hours old, and they were already scared of the shadow of an eagle. But they were not scared of the shadow of a pigeon, right? So there are some fears that we're born with. But then there are other fears that I was telling you earlier, like the electricity. We learn through experience. We learn to be afraid of that mean teacher, or we learn to be happy with our favorite teacher. And so there are things that we learn. The nice thing is when you learn about things that scare you, you become less scared about them,
And I
right?
wait. Oh.
Yeah, go
Um.
ahead, Ada. I
Um.
love these questions.
Thank you. I got this book that about me that I was scared of a spider,
Yeah,
and I just jumped on the table because I didn't know what to do. But my mom
yeah,
said that my fear helped me. How how
yeah.
how did it help me?
So it's when you see wild animals, it's always good to stay away from them and not interact with them unless you've been trained to do so. But then when you learn about different kinds of spiders and snakes, so like you can learn about spiders and snakes in baby senses as well. When you learn about them, you know which spider is going to actually hurt you and which spider is just trying to find its food and trying to feed its babies.